That don't.
Always.
It rock a little different now.
Always. Yes,
Rock
yes,
good.
yes, people. This is the dopest podcast in the DMV, the HL podcast. Oh man, we are presented to you all by the Harris Firm and Willpower Innovations.
Yes, sir.
I am Rock. That is your boy Chief.
In the building, well, kinda, but
Right.
yeah.
In the building, in two separate buildings, but nevertheless, it's still cave vibes. We are live right now on the StreamYard platform. It is our HL Tuesdays, and this is HL Sports, an extension of the HL podcast. And today's episode will be specifically geared towards a preview of the NBA season as we get ready for that. Our favorite sport. This is going to be crazy. Definitely with the shortness of games and with COVID and all the acquisitions, we're going to get all into that. Our thoughts and our predictions. But please, people, check us out. Our latest episodes and interviews on our YouTube channel, as well as all major podcast platforms. All right, Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeartRadio. We're on all of those platforms. Please make sure you follow us on IG, TikTok, and Facebook at the HL Podcast. We are now available on the Roku platform and Apple TV on the Politicking app, courtesy of our partnership with Politicking Broadcasting. And shout out to the Politicking team out there. Big things are about to take place. We will not get into it with big things about to take place. So shout out to everybody out there in LA. And please download the Politicking app right now, okay, on the Roku platform and Apple TV. All right. And lastly, the sixth issue of the HL Mag. HL Magazine will be here on December 19th.
Hey, they might get a little taste tomorrow. They might get a little taste tomorrow.
Yes. Please look out for us to drop something starting tomorrow on that page.
They not ready for this one, bro.
At all. Serious face.
Period.
At all. All right.
Period.
But yeah, please check out our previous issues on the HL Magazine right now on our IG page. All right, on the HL Mag. So again, people, this is HL Sports. Similar to how we do the podcast, we're gonna give y'all on this day. Again, this is our NBA preview episode. So we're gonna talk about strictly NBA and again give our thoughts and predictions on what's about to happen, our top 5 as well as NBA geared, and then we're gonna close out the show. So on this day, we're gonna start with the birthday today. All right. Why are you looking?
Because you already know how I feel, man.
Listen. So we want to shout out the new champion. All right. He just want to chip out there in LA, Dwight Howard. Okay. It is his birthday today. He was born in 1985. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because come on, Dwight. How you gonna leave LA? Now they could have not wanted him back, but they still need a center. You kind of knew they was probably gonna get rid of JaVale. They probably was gonna keep you, Dwight. I guess the money wasn't, but Philly.
I mean, I like the Philly move, but I like the Laker move a lot better. That's your key team. You go back. You had turmoil your first time around. You go back, win a ship. Not to mention LeBron James and AD there. You forget they there, right? You leave that. So like you said before, you never know what's going on in the background.
Yeah,
it's tough to leave the Lakers, bro. That's tough.
Yeah, that's tough. But nevertheless, he's a champion now. You can't take that away from him. He's a champion. Deserve, and nevertheless, I mean, in a league where they just push anybody to the Hall of Fame, Dwight, he deserves to be in. Now you got the chip, but all of those Defensive Player of the Year awards.
Yes, that's what's gonna get him. Yeah.
He had went to the finals before. As a centerpiece, nobody as a center did that up until him. But Shaq was obviously the last.
Yeah.
Center, obviously Tim Duncan was a great big man, but as the center, like Dwight Howard was the guy. So so he'll probably end up in the Hall of Fame. So shout out to Dwight Howard.
I agree.
Should
have never left LA, but
that's facts. On this date in history, again, people, today is December 8th, 2020. On this date 2 years ago, Kyler Murray, all right, stepping a little bit away from basketball real quick, but Kyler Murray won the Heisman Trophy, all right. Right now, he is a young rising star for the Arizona Cardinals, out there throwing to that guy, DeAndre Hopkins, that dude. All right, that was the pickup of the offseason. And if I'm sorry, like,
what did he say? Better catch by eye.
Facts.
Oh man.
So you got you throwing to him. You still got Larry Fitzgerald out there providing leadership. He's in a good situation out there in Arizona. Very few, especially black quarterbacks, get that type of are put in that type of position.
Yeah,
he has a baseball arm. As you know, he could have made millions playing for whoever he wanted to in baseball. But he chose football because that's what he loves. So shout out to Kyler Murray again, winning the Heisman Trophy on this day 2 years ago in 2018. All right,
man, well deserved. That man, that's a young Russ right there, boy.
Woo! Yeah, definitely. Don't like. There's no other comparison. You are young Russell Wilson.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
And they both play baseball, so they, it's the same. Like they're on the short end as far as quarterback.
Yeah, they both 5'9", 5'10". Yeah,
like they're basically like, this is my little brother.
That's like, crazy, bro.
So yeah, that's dope. That's dope, man. That's dope.
I agree.
And lastly, on this day in history, again, some NFL history. But I just thought this was very, just different. Just wanted to point it out. The Chicago Bears on this date, right? In 1940, the Chicago Bears beat the Washington team. Back then, they were called that derogatory name, which we will not say.
No, we're not saying.
But beat that Washington team in the first nationally radio broadcasted game. Radio broadcasted game ever. And that was for the championship. Guess what the score was, though?
What was the score?
Washington. Okay, so Washington lost. Do you want to know? I'll tell you what the Bears had. The Bears had 73.
Dang. Okay.
Guess how much Washington had?
10. Was that right?
Lower, bro.
Lower? Lower than 10? What, 3? They had donut?
They had donut, bro. 73 to nothing.
Dang. In the 1940s on the radio.
That's a serious score right there. That's a serious score.
Dang.
But, hey. But again, so like I said, I just wanted to point that out. I was like, damn, like, okay, first nationally radio broadcasted title game in the NFL. They had 3-0 championships back then. Then I saw the score. And I was like, God damn. 73 to nothing.
Hey, good thing they beat Pittsburgh yesterday, because you got to come back from that. That thing stay on you all your whole life in Washington.
Hey, but peep this though. That was in 1940. So guess what? They did not have on the field. Some brothers out there. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Okay. Yeah. Maybe it would have been 73 to nothing.
Right.
I'm just saying. Okay. So people again. HL Sports right now. Again, an extension of the HL podcast. We are live right now on Facebook, YouTube, politicking, broadcasting on the Roku platform, Apple TV, and Chief, excuse me, what's the one I always leave out?
Twitch.
Twitch. Thank you. We are on Twitch as well. Thank you for that, Chief. So our NBA preview, again, the season is around the corner. I think next week, right? Next week or 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Preseason start next week, right? Yeah. So, and then they're doing like 4 preseason games. Pretty much every team is playing somebody close to home. So, for example, the Lakers are playing the Clippers and the Phoenix Suns. I think the the Nets are playing the Knicks and either Boston or Philly.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're playing probably just, you know, Philly. As far as the Wizards now, Chiefs team.
Already know Westbrook, my guy. He's home.
Fact. So as we bring up Westbrook, as we, you know, bring up other teams, we want to get into key additions and losses for this brief offseason that it was. Again, you know, basically like 2 months, or really a month and a half.
Yeah.
So you brought up Westbrook, your guy. So we definitely know that is a key addition for the Wizards. You know, some tough losses, you know, again with Montrez leaving the Clippers. That was a shock to everybody.
Oh, that was crazy.
Right. You know, Gordon Hayward leaving Boston, you know, even though everybody's thinking that's not as sufficient, but that's still a guy that put up points.
Yeah, that's your 20-point score right there.
Exactly. You know, the news obviously with James Harden, we'll get into him a little bit more as far as, you know, his movement and all of that, but you know, him wanting out of Houston. So Chief, your biggest key addition and loss right now for the offseason?
I think the biggest one, like out of them all, it got to be Trez to the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and not just the shock factor. It's just a value. That's your reigning six man right there.
Right.
You know, a loss for the Lakers is Dwight. You know, I think they should have tried to keep him because that's your bully man. That's
Absolutely.
your guy who was guarding those other centers out
Absolutely.
there, out Denver. You know, all them big boys. They kind of needed, which you do get a young man in Montrez, which that's so key. You know, I do like the Serge going to Clippers. They did lose Trez, but re-up with Serge. So, you know, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Dang, it was another one I wanted to say.
Drew to the Bucks.
Drew to the Bucks. Okay, because they needed a guard. I did like Drew Bledsoe, but you get a youngin' in Drew Holiday, a bigger guard. Oh, he go. That boy cold, man.
Right.
He cold. Right. So that's tough. That's tough. I do like the pickup for the Nuggets. They got Marcus Howard from Marquette. That youngin'. He remind me of a young what's their point guard out there in Nuggets right now?
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
Yep.
Remind me of the same player, could put up points. He's just a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like that. I do like Russ going to the Wizards. Got to bring that back up. Y'all knew I was holding out. Hey, that boy playing with Brad Beal. Come on, man. Out east, they could at least get the 5th seed with just them two alone. You know, so you had a big man, it's over with. You know, they got the young and Rui from the Asian American. I think he's Asian, but yeah, he cold too. He was dropping points when Wall was out. So I like that. But it has been a lot of crazy losses, dog. Oh, Chris Golson said CP3 to Phoenix.
Yes, thank you. Yes, that's a good one too. Him and Booker. The 70-point guy.
That is tough. And I think Caleb Clippers for the chip. Nah, bro. Chill.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. Don't worry. We'll get into that. Right. But yeah, no, definitely. I like everything that you pointed out there. Let's just talk about some of the re-signings too. You know, Mitchell reing up with the Jazz. You know, the Pelicans,
Brandon Ingram,
but then also adding Bledsoe.
Steven Adams. Oh, I forgot about Steven Adams to the Pelicans too, and Bledsoe. Yeah,
their starting 5 is going to be crazy. I think they still need a 2. If JJ happens to stay, JJ Redick, if he happens to stay, he fit right in. But Bledsoe, JJ, Ingram, Zion, and Adams.
That's tough, bro.
That's a tough starting 5. So you know, I think Bam read up in
Bam did read up.
So you know, it was definitely a lot of good re-signing, but definitely you know, the shock was Montrezl Harrell. So, and speaking about LA, right, and we brought up Denver. We brought up Miami, somewhat Boston, right? These were the final 4 teams, right? The question is, and it's kind of easy as far as maybe with the Lakers, right? We all feel like, especially how the Lakers read up, Schroeder, Montrez, Matthews,
Arkansas,
Gasol, a whole bunch of other people read up with them too. We all feel like they're going to obviously potentially repeat. Okay. Not the Clippers. Sorry, Caleb.
I'm not right now.
But the Lakers could potentially repeat, right? But then again, you had Denver, you had Miami, you had Boston. Out of this Final Four, probably other than the Lakers, who do you think can get back to that Final Four and potentially get to the finals?
That's a great question because out west, other than the Lakers, that sliding scale from Denver all the way down to Portland, could potentially be in a fight. Out east is the question because Miami, they read up, they did lose their high flyer and Jones Jr. He went out Portland. Yeah, they lose him.
But they got Avery Bradley.
They did get Avery Bradley, so they go get a defender. But you go get them bad boys in Brooklyn who didn't play last year. So you do got KD and Kyrie. Now you need the chemistry, of course, but they still out east. So with a little off chemistry, they could still be top 7 easy, right?
Sure.
So it's between Miami, Boston, Brooklyn definitely. Toronto might slide. I do, of course, Wizards going up.
Well, Chief, so specifically with these 14, like I said, who you feel like can get out of these 4? Who you feel like can get back?
It got to be Miami because Boston still need a vet, in my opinion. They did get Tristan Thompson. They read up with Tatum, but they still need a vet. But I do like the Tristan Thompson move. But Miami, just Jimmy, you can't bet against Jimmy. Simple as that, That boy's a baller.
Yeah, they call him Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy Buckets.
Yeah.
So I know a guy like that. His name Jimmy too. Shout out Jimmy Jenkins. Jimmy Black. What's up, G? Hey, that boy get buckets. So Jimmy just a straight up baller. So whoever they get or lose, it don't really matter. He gonna get them where they need to be. So out of those 4 on the east, I take Miami out east and LA out west. They got the best chance of going again.
Yeah. I'm definitely in agreement. So just with Miami again, and we have this on record, was calling this December.
Yeah. Okay. Did.
And I said they were going to play the Bucks in the second round, and they have the defenders to defend that mob. Okay.
You did say that.
Now, they did lose Jay Crowder. He went to Phoenix.
He did go to Phoenix. You're right. Woo.
Yeah, he went to Phoenix. I think they're gonna bring back Iggy. Keep that veteran leadership. Haslam, his ass.
He get paid millions to talk, man.
Hey, Slim, player coach out, chilling. But specific. So I definitely agree with you with LA and Miami. I think Boston. It's just going to be how is Jaylen Brown and Tatum going to take that next step? We already know Tatum is a stud. Okay, I knew that when he came out of Duke, and the blasphemy of Philadelphia. Oh my God! Oh my gosh! Imagine Simmons, Tatum, and Embiid right now. But anyway, is Jaylen Brown, as we call him, my man from Insecure,
right.
Is he going to take that next step? Kimba's still there. It was questions about what happened to him in the playoffs, especially towards the end.
Yeah.
So they have the dudes.
Yeah.
Adding Tristan Thompson down low, that kind of helps with the muscle. Certainly, because you gotta go against Jared Allen, and that dude's just throw and muscle, and afro and muscle. That's all he
is. Conditioned like a mud. He can run the floor like crazy.
So, and then you still got to contend with the Bucks. And real quick, as far as with the West, yeah. With Denver, I don't know if I see them taking that. I think they're a great team. But I just feel like, and I hope it doesn't happen to any team, but I just feel like they might be that team, or Utah, that might get hit with that injury bug.
Damn.
And that just, it just kind of, they've been having some luck. I don't know. It just, like I said, you don't want to wish that on nobody, but it just kind of is that vibe. I don't know.
I see what you're saying, especially with Jokic. I like his game. He's more of their point center at this point.
Right.
He passes the ball like crazy, and he moves a lot. So if he don't shed a little, he might be the one. So I feel what you're saying. They run and gun, So yeah, and they lose Jeremy Grant, who was a power forward. Now he out Pistons. So they lose some of their run and gun guys. So
that's huge. So yeah, so we'll definitely see what happens with that. But I'm in total agreement with you as far as with the Lakers in Miami. Out of those 4 teams, those 2 have the best chance of getting back.
Yeah, definitely.
So speaking of the Clippers, Caleb, your guy, PG-13 should be PG. But anyway, all right. So he made some comments. Okay. Let's rewind it real quick. We all know he is a star, not a superstar, but a star in this league. All right, ever since Indiana, which in my opinion he shouldn't have left.
Yeah.
But he had his run there, had his brief run in Oklahoma City, goes back home to ultimately where he wanted to be anyway. He wanted to go with the Lakers, but hey, the Clippers, they right here in LA too, right? So right there in LA. So, but we all saw what happened in the bubble and in the playoffs. They were up 3-1 against those Denver Nuggets. Kawhi obviously was struggling a little bit, but again, this is why they go out and get you, PG. And unfortunately, just like in other playoffs, pretty much since you left Indiana, you didn't show up, okay? You were supposed to be one of those dudes that can close the deal, okay? And it didn't happen. So you made some comments, and I just want to read. I don't want to paraphrase. I just want to read. His comments said, and I quote, Doc was trying to play me as a Ray Allen or a JJ Redick, all pin downs, okay? I can do it, but that ain't my game, okay? I need some flow. I need some mixes of some pick and roll and some post up. And that last season was hard, okay? And everybody obviously, figured he took shots at Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers didn't seem too offended when he responded back. And then there was stats and analytics out there that showed that, you wanted some mixes with the pick and roll and the post up. They put you in a lot of that, actually. Okay. The percentage was actually even higher from how you was used in Oklahoma City and Indiana. Okay. So there are no excuses. Okay. Bottom line is you can't keep passing on blame. Okay. Guys like Chris Paul, James Harden, PG is in that realm. Okay. Haven't really shown up in the playoffs. Okay. It's not like you went against a quote unquote better team and lost. You were up 3-1. Okay. You were up 3-1. Your main guy is kind of struggling, but again, that's why they brought you there, to help close the deal. All you needed was one game.
One game.
I don't want to hear excuses. What about you, Chief?
Yeah, that's why when NBA started back and we had just, while Chris just said, craziest breakdown I ever seen, by our team. They were unfocused. That's fact, CG. I was just about to say that. We had a show. Yeah, right. Shout out to CG. We had a show like probably right before they started, and you asked me a question. What I think it was like on along the lines of, what would be the hardest thing, or how could they win their games, or something like that? What can they do? And I said, well, the first thing is they gotta get their mental right, because they're shipping off. It's like they're literally being deployed but inside of the United States, right? So we saw who was mentally strong, or I don't want to say mentally weak, but still working on their mentality, right? We know Kawhi he's in a bubble inside of a bubble, right? He already keeps to himself. So he's not the team, he's a team leader on the floor balling, but mouthpiece wise, that's not him. You got my guy Pat, but Pat more passion than empathy, right? So, like you said, you pay a guy to come in who showed it, but didn't really show it, right? So I think, like CG said, they were so unfocused because they didn't have that guy with the star power to come in. Remember, the stars, like they put out, was getting a lot of great treatment. So you get the treatment and then not speaking. If you get the treatment, you still got to show everybody else you're still part of the team, right? And mind you, I'm speaking from my side, so I don't know what they got going on. But I'm speaking from myself on, I know it will be strong mentally off in the beginning. But if I know I'm getting treatment, I know this a whole different type of game. I got to come in there and build my mentality up, get mentally strong. And that's what happened. They were so unfocused. I don't think it was, even if they made adjustments, they wouldn't even have known. You couldn't tell because you're so off,
Facts. Yeah. So speaking of, stars, this guy, is a superstar in this league, James Harden. All right. Obviously, the news broke that he wanted out. Initially, he wanted to join Brooklyn. Now he's saying he's open to a trade with the Sixers or a solid contender. But apparently, he wants out of Houston. Now John Wall is there in that trade with Westbrook. DeMarcus Cousins is there. Both of these guys are coming off of significant injuries too. But those guys have chemistry because they played at Kentucky and they're, they boys.
Right.
But him not showing up to practice and, okay, I'm finally here and, doing, how do you feel about James Harden's actions up until this point? Now, again, he took the COVID test. So as long as he's good, then he can start practicing. It's just if he's going to do it.
Yeah, I like James Harden as a player. I've seen some pictures of him like with Meek Mill and all this other stuff. I think I'm business mindset. My mama taught me that a long time ago. So if I want things to get done, you're not really gonna see me in no pictures out nowhere. And that's just nothing against him. But like, if I want this trade, I'm gonna be in their face like, you know what, that's not working. I'm not gonna be caught on a picture with my guy Meek Mill, right? So it's like,
or at Lil Baby's party,
right? Lil Baby turning it up, no mask. So it's like, no mask. So it's like, what's up? So I just hope that he gets what he wants, right? And sometimes it feel like they go with the media. The media put like Brooklyn and the Sixers, and that's what he's heading towards. I hope nobody in his head, but got to take care of this business, man. Where you want to go, dog? Who you want to hoop with? You want to be with John Wall and them boys out there, which is still tough, or
if they're healthy, very tough.
Very tough. Or do you want to come out east in the easier conference? You got Dwight now, you got Ben Simmons, and you got Joel Embiid, which is still tough. Now, James Harden, you're still my guy. So but tell you this heart to heart. When you go in there, don't mess up them boys' chemistry, right? Because Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid been working on that for years. All right. So the offense that they already have, they're not going to bring a James Harden in my opinion, and do what Houston did his whole time. Give him the ball and everybody look. That's not that offense. So James Harden got to be willing to give up the ball a little bit because it's a flow offense. The big man touched the ball. All right. Out Houston, they ain't have a big man for the last year. They traded Clint. crazy in itself, right? I was hot. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Not to mention you got to play the Lakers and Denver, who got all big men. Anyway,
that wasn't smart. Yeah,
no.
I'm in agreement with you. Again, he's another guy that needs to, show up in the playoffs. But nevertheless, he's still, a guy that, can put up buckets in his sleep.
Yeah, that's my guy.
He just, going to Brooklyn, I'm not with that. I'm not with the whole super team, Monstars, everybody team up. I'm not with that at all.
Yeah.
And I'm not with that in regards to you teaming up with Kyrie and Durant, proven dudes, guys that, have 3 championships between them. I'm just not with that. Now, even though Philly has 2 star caliber players, in Embiid and Simmons, that would just make more sense. But I don't think that Simmons will have to be in that trade.
Yeah.
Simmons will have to be in that, and it will probably be a 3-team deal, because if Houston feels like they're comfortable with John Wall, then Simmons is probably going to get shipped elsewhere.
Yeah, ironically, though, Daryl Morey, who was their GM, he already said he's not giving up the 2 stars. So
absolutely.
So I don't know what they're gonna do. Oh yeah, major side note: Westbrook is playing with Scott Brooks again. By the way, y'all, if y'all ain't know. So his old I got OKC. Now they ain't there Wizards. I had to bring that back up. But as you were saying, brother.
No, you good. No, I just not showing up to practice. And I mean, we get it. The players have a lot of power in the NBA, especially in the NBA. It's just, I'm glad that he's there. Hopefully he practices. Hopefully, just see how it works, James. Just see how it could work. Just see if John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins are healthy as they're claiming. And just let's see. I mean, because that could be very special in the Western Conference.
Yeah,
we all picking the Lakers, of course, but you can, if these dudes is healthy and balling the way we know they're capable of balling, speaking of John Wall and Cousins, that would just mess with James Harden. That it would. And John Wall can maybe play a little bit more off the ball. He can guard, that other, your top guard or whatever the case may be. You got Boogie Cousins down low. So, I just hope he sees, how this could go.
Okay. I agree. I don't think no other team has an offense set up for him other than Houston. As soon as he showed up, he was handed more than the keys, right?
Right.
So like CG just said, chemistry would definitely change. He is too ball dominant. So wherever he goes, he's going to. So the chemistry, people got to come to him, right? So I agree with you. He got to kind of stay there, handle his business, see what's up. See what's up with Walls. See what's up with Boogie, like you said. And they out west, they could do it, bro. Yeah, they can do something. I agree.
Yeah. What do you think of Kyrie Irving's comments, allegedly, that were toward LeBron James, and speaking of his now superstar teammate in Kevin Durant, pretty much saying, now I feel comfortable, or I know I have a guy that I feel comfortable with taking the last shot. Obviously LeBron said he felt hurt by it, because they was in Cleveland, they want to chip together. That's always going to be when you win a championship with somebody, when you winning with somebody, that's always going to be your brother, your family. So how you feel? Do you think LeBron was really salty, or
Yeah, I think it was a little bit because all of LeBron's career, he's heard that. So to hear from a guy that he won with, and people think just winning a championship is just showing up and then winning. You know how many lunches they had to talk through? You know how many phone calls they had? You know how many fights they had that we don't know? You know how many they done been through a lot. So to hear that, of course that sting. It would sting me, right? And LeBron was notorious in the beginning for giving up the ball when he know he should have took it to the rack and scored. I get that. But to hear from potentially still his guy, he never came out and said Kyrie is not my boy, right? So to potentially still hear from his guy like that, I would be salty too, because it's like LeBron said, which he has shown, he is capable of taking whoever's on his team and making them MVP, making them look at Anthony Davis, look at all these folks, Dwayne Wade. He was on the low end, and then LeBron come. Now he got championships, right? Look at anybody, Chris Bosh. He makes people great around him. Right. So I guess LeBron is like, wow, I put all my time into building Kyrie, which Kyrie is my guy too. And then he says that, I would feel some type of way too, bro. I would too.
Yeah. Mr. World Be Flat, Kyrie Irving. All right.
Right.
All right. Listen, the comments weren't necessary. They're just not necessary. What are you trying to stir up? Again, he made these comments while LeBron was in the finals, by the way, while you were sitting at home. Okay. LeBron has won a chip before and after you. Okay. Just focus on your team. Focus on Brooklyn. Focus on you and Kevin Durant and your other guys and making sure that chemistry is good. Because, by the way, Brooklyn made the playoffs without y'all.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah, they did.
So it should just be a level up. Don't end up like the Clippers, where the Clippers made the playoffs before Kawhi and PG got there, and it was just supposed to be a level up. So he just needs to focus on his team. Not bringing up old stuff. That's all. We understand you might have felt some type of way. We don't know what LeBron may have said to this man, or how he looked at him, or whatever the case may be. And everybody has something that they're kind of sensitive about. But nevertheless, you're on another team. You're already a champion. Kevin Durant's a champion. Y'all have a chance to be champions again. Just stick to staying healthy. Focus on the chemistry with those guys again that made it to the playoffs. Okay. And we'll see from there. But
I agree. And not for none. What'd you say?
I said, just unnecessary comments.
I agree. Like, not for nothing, those could have been non-malicious comments. He probably didn't even know he was saying it. But then it's like, you think on the back end, like, I don't know, we too cool. I wouldn't even have gone that far. We too close. I would have just probably not said anything, right?
Right.
I feel that.
And again, you haven't played with LeBron in over like 2-3 years now. Why are you bringing?
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about it like that.
Now that shit is gonna age well if you don't win with Durant, and the only chip that you have is with LeBron James.
That would be crazy, bro. That'd be crazy.
That's why you don't put that energy out there. You know what I mean? Like you don't put that energy out there. I'm gonna skip the next topic, Chief, because we pressed for time. I might bring it back up at the end, but want to get to predictions. Okay, our predictions. We want to talk about MVP, improved player, rookie of the year, defensive player of the year, coach, our final four, and champion. So I'm gonna set it off with MVP. All right, I'm gonna set it off with MVP. I have two potential choices. Obviously, LeBron's always got to be in the conversation.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Actually, three. LeBron has always got to be in the conversation. AD, I feel like Anthony Davis is gonna, now he's a champion. It's on now. So I think he might put up MVP number as he pretty much did last year.
Yeah.
And then Luka.
Woo!
That boy Luka in Dallas. He's this kid is balling, man.
Wow.
Balling.
Wow.
So
that's a good one.
Luka, I would say AD is my first choice, then Luka. But watch out for Luka though.
That's a good one, bro. Wow. I like the Luka one. I do like the Luka one. I was gonna say, of course, LeBron is just obvious. He's just a play-in. I do like the AD one. I was gonna go off the whim. and give KD his props as a baller.
Okay.
And he could potentially come back and win one. You know, everybody waiting to see what he done over this break. So he can potentially come out and drop 40 again. You never know. He out east, so he could do it. He up there. I do like the Luka one. So I go 8. I have 3. AD. I mean, obviously LeBron, but I put AD in there, Luka, and put KD in that mug.
KD. Okay, I like that. So improved player now. You know, this is obviously guys who, you know, may not have done so well, you know, this season before, you know, or on the, you know, they were on the cusp. It looks like they have potential. What are your first thoughts about most improved?
That's a tough one.
All right.
Because I feel like everybody most improved at this point.
Right.
Who you got?
I'm gonna go with your boy, Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero, most improved.
I think he takes that next step and, you know, and really becomes. I mean, obviously, Bam improved as well. But I think now, I mean, you know, and Tyler Hero made some splash. Like, people know his name, but I think he's gonna. He didn't make the All-Star like Bam did, so I think he takes that potential next step, and they could potentially have 3 All-Stars. Well, I mean, obviously they're not gonna play the game, but you know what I mean. Like they could have 3 caliber All-Star talent. So I would say Tyler Hero.
That's a good one. I do like Tyler Hero. Who won it last year? Brandon Ingram?
Yes.
Brandon Ingram won it last year.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
He bought out.
Huh. Most improved. I might be stumped on this one. I might be stumped. Let's go. No, I'm not. Let's go. Because I'm a finally put some pressure on your boy Kuz.
Okay.
I let him slide.
Okay.
I did let him slide.
Still on the Lakers.
Yeah, he's still on the Lakers. I let him slide too long. As a youngin, he was tough. His past year, he was just trying to find himself. I could tell. I think I'm ready to fully put some pressure on Kuz. Okay. So to be a most improved, which they're going to need in a back-to-back, if he does well, he wins that. So yeah, I think Kuz.
Facts. Rookie of the year. All right. You know, the draft, you know, it wasn't all that impressive. Obviously, we didn't really get to see a lot of these guys in college, especially in March Madness, because that was cut short. But you know, Anthony Williams went number 1, Minnesota. You have Wiseman with Golden State now, LaMelo Ball with Charlotte, a couple other talented guys, you know. So just looking at that list, what name sticks out to you on you know, that particular team that they're on now?
Oh, you already know who I'm gonna say. Hey, shout out to LeVar Ball, my guy, LaMelo Ball. Then let me tell you why. Everybody hated on his pops, and maybe because he talked, I don't know, but he just a pops who put the future out before anybody could believe it. Now all 3 of his boys is in the league, so that's tough. They hated on him, and he did tell y'all, so they there. The reason why I say LaMelo, because I think he the coldest out of all of the boys. And he has a lot of experience over a lot of them folks drafted above him and below him. He been playing like Luka. He been playing the grown men since he was young. He didn't go to high school he was in high school, then went overseas in Lithuania, then came back and played high school at Spire. But he's been playing professionally. He got like 2 years of professionally over a lot of them.
Right.
And he's going to the Hornets, which is a young team. They got your boy Devontae Graham. They got Terry Rozier. So they got the young guards out there already. So I don't know if he gets playtime. LaMelo Ball got potential because he already used to playing against grown men.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Obi Toppin.
Oh yeah, that's your guy. You've been talking about him for a while.
Out of Dayton, this dude was. Last time we seen this dude, he was balling. I'm like, that dude is the best player in the country. Period. I know, Anthony Williams and and Wiseman, even though he didn't really get to play, he had to, but no, Obi was balling. With him on the Knicks, I just, with that team, I think he's gonna get some immediate minutes. Maybe not a starter at first, but he will get some minutes as they go through the season, and he's gonna step up. That was a huge acquisition for them. So
which number did he go? Oh yeah, 8. He was number 8. Yeah, he's gonna he's gonna get play. I mean, he's out next, right? So he's gonna get 6'9". Yeah. He gonna get some play time. He's gonna get some play time.
Defensive player.
It's gonna be a big man. Definitely gonna be a big man.
I'm curious. I'm curious to hear what you guys say. I'm curious because
You already got one?
I'm so curious.
It's got to be a big man this year. Cause who won it last year?
I want to say it would go Gobert.
No, I think he won a year before.
Okay.
Hold on. I got to see this before I answer. Who you got?
Draymond.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was Rudy Gobert last year.
Oh, it was Gobert. Okay. Yeah. I think Draymond comes back.
Oh, no, never mind. Giannis won it last year. Giannis won it last year.
The hell?
Yeah.
Anyway, Draymond. I think he comes back with a vengeance. He's got that young dude Wiseman now. I think he's gonna coach him up.
Yeah.
But in that process, he's pretty much now the number 2, not the number 2 scorer, but he's always been the leader in that locker room. Always been a defensive guy anyway. I think he just comes back with a vengeance this year.
Yeah, I like that one because you can never count out Draymond. He invented a position, in my opinion.
Right.
And I don't think anybody else can be able to play like that. I like that.
Okay.
I got 2. One of them, obviously Anthony Davis, if he stays healthy. And the reason why I say that because it's another year on LeBron, which means he gonna push your boy AD to really start playing that defense. And I think AD averaged like 3 blocks at least last year.
Yeah. So he's a defensive guy,
Yeah. So with a championship on his belt, that's gonna put him top 3. I think he was top 3 nominee last year. So
he might do the Giannis. He might get the MVP and the defensive player this time around. Yeah.
Right. He might get another one. I'm gonna throw in, which some people might not agree. I like DeAndre Jordan coming back out east. He's out there with them boys. KD and Kyrie. They're gonna be in some big time games. I think DeAndre Jordan gonna get his feet back under him. Out east, he might can get it.
All right, that's a good one. All right, we'll see what's up with that. What's gonna be the new Final Four? All right, we pretty much said we feel like LA and Miami could get back. Definitely, you got to throw LA in there. I'm a step out there and say LA versus Portland. Okay. Out west, I'm gonna say LA versus Portland. And then out east, I'm gonna go with Miami and Brooklyn.
I'm glad you said that. So Miami and Brooklyn for me out east. LA and Portland, they did get Carmelo back. That's tough.
And like you said, your boy Jones.
Yeah, Jones Jr., Derrick Jones Jr.
And a couple of their hurt big men are coming back too.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, they tough.
Yeah.
He just gotta get over the hump. I like that. Let's see. Dang, because I know Golden State hurt and they lost that boy Clay again. God dang.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Because the absolute LA and Golden State, but
man, they got Oubre out there and everything, but it just dang, man. That's tough.
Nah, they need Clay.
Yeah, they need
Oubre and Clay. I'm sorry. I mean, he could prove us wrong because he can ball, but I don't think he's definitely not Clay as far as shooting wise either.
I do this then. I go out on a whim. I put them Utah boys up there. Now,
Okay.
I say that because Donovan Mitchell is nothing but D Wade in the flesh.
Yep.
Okay, he plays exactly like him. Rudy Gobert, come on, you know what he got. And I think it's just I'm in this year putting pressure on these folks. You know, that's why I said pressure on Kyle Kuz. I think Utah got enough to get there. I don't know about beating them, the Lakers, but they have enough. And my second pick got to be the Clippers. Got to just kind of throw the Clippers in there to see what they're gonna do.
We know Caleb happy.
Right, Caleb.
But no, so yeah, no, those are good picks. Yeah, Portland to me, everybody forgets they were just in the conference finals.
Exactly.
So you know, I don't think it's much to say that they could potentially get back. And of course, I just think Miami getting there, I don't see why they shouldn't get back again.
Yeah.
Basically doing the same thing that they did.
Yeah.
And of course, if Kyrie and KD are healthy.
Come on now.
With Brooklyn's supporting cast, which is very good.
Come on now.
Yeah, So with that, before we jump into our top 5, who is meeting in the finals? Who's the champion?
I'm gonna put this pressure now. And the way that they work with this money, I go LA, the Lakers, and Brooklyn. Now that's Kyrie and KD. Remember, LeBron and Kyrie went against KD. So to see a Kyrie and KD against a LeBron and AD, how you ain't paying for that one, right? Mm-hmm. So I see that, of course, with the Lakers being at more depth, a little bit more, a year or two of chemistry on top of Brooklyn, they're gonna come out. They'll get another back-to-back.
Yeah, total agreement. If healthy,
yes,
both teams really, Lakers and Brooklyn. If healthy, they will meet. The Lakers will get them in 6.
Yeah, I got to bet on chemistry.
Yeah, the Lakers will get them in 6. Possibly it could go 7. I mean, KD and Kyrie can both get you. They're definitely gonna get you 2 games.
Yeah.
I don't see why they couldn't maybe get a potentially a 3rd. I just think the Lakers will get that fourth. That 4th game. So definitely, yeah. So I would say the Lakers win it over Brooklyn. Absolutely.
Yeah.
People. It's HL Sports right now. Again, people, we are on IG, Facebook, TikTok right now. Make sure you follow us. Please follow us and check out all of our content on there. Our top 5 really quick as we narrow it down on the show. So teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that possibly have a chance of making it this year. Now, obviously, that means a couple of teams got to come out.
Yeah.
So Chief. So I'm gonna say with the East. All right. And let me know if you're in agreement. If you want to throw another team in there. I got the Wizards and the Hawks. Because the Hawks, that's another team we didn't mention. They
got Rondo. Yeah.
And Bogdanovich.
Oh yeah, they did get younger. Uh-huh.
Capella is still out there, so
Yeah.
So I got the Wizards and the Hawks replacing the Pacers and the Magic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Just to hear that, definitely. Yeah, like you said, with the Hawks, heck yeah. The Wizards, that boy Westbrook.
Oh yeah, I think they'll be in that, like I told you, off air 5 to 7 range.
Yeah.
And then out west, 3 teams. I got the Suns, the Warriors, and the Pelicans replacing Oklahoma City, Houston. Now, again, that's pending, James Harden and if Wall and Cousins are good.
Yeah.
And then Utah. Only because, like I said, I just feel like they might be, or Denver might be that team that gets that unfortunate injury bug and the key guy goes out.
Yeah, I like the Pelicans being in there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I wonder about the Suns.
I feel you. I feel you on that.
However, they did go like 8-0 in the bubble.
That's what. Yeah, exactly. So Chris Paul without that, and Aiden's older now. They get a couple of key forwards for defense.
Yeah, getting Crowder would turn it over. Yeah.
Yeah. And
man, the Warriors losing Clay is tough, but they still got that boy Steph.
Yeah.
So can he? So I like that, and I do like the replay because OKC, you might as well.
Yeah.
You know. But what was the other teams you put?
Houston and Utah will be out.
Yeah. I like that. Depending on what James Harden go, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. If he stays, they're in. They're in. They got that. That's too much talent.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. All right. That's
I like that.
Cool. So our top 5 teams, people that didn't make the playoffs last year, that we agree will make it this year. We got 2 in the East. We got the Wizards and the Hawks again, replacing the Pacers and the Magic.
Yeah.
And in the West, we got iffy on the Suns, but definitely the Warriors, Pelicans.
Yeah, they can make it.
Yeah, replacing Oklahoma City, and then pending with Houston and Utah injuries or movement.
Yeah,
those 2 teams. So,
I like that. Yeah. Once again, putting that pressure on Utah. Y'all bet to stay healthy.
Facts.
Bet to stay healthy.
Facts. And people, as we close the show, 2020, man, has been a crazy year.
Wow.
You know, both negatively and positively. Glory to God. As Chief always says, glory to God, man. As you know, we are here on this platform. This will be our last HL Sports of the year. Okay, obviously, right?
Right.
This will be our last one for the year. We will definitely be back with the HL Sports in 2021, no question.
Back.
Okay, you can still check out our podcast episodes. We got 67 coming up on Thursday, and of course, we still gonna talk about sports on there regardless. So you can definitely check us out. You know, talking about sports on there. But this will be our last HL Sports of the year. Just definitely appreciate everybody for listening, tuning in, giving your opinions and your feedback. We definitely appreciate it.
Facts, yeah, definitely, man. It's been a ride, man. It's definitely been a ride. We appreciate the lookers, the onlookers, the likers. We got some likes, we got some comments. Hey, appreciate my boy Step CG. You know, Caleb, all y'all who tuned in, man. We appreciate y'all, man. We just gonna keep pushing forward because all we do is believe in purpose. You know, and soon we're gonna be able to link up with everybody, you know, and just enjoy purpose, man, for real. So definitely appreciate y'all.
Yeah, definitely. So again, people, this is our HL Tuesdays, HL Sports, an extension of the HL podcast. Again, people, make sure you check us out on all major podcast platforms, on our YouTube channel at the HL Podcast. Again, the 6th issue of the HL magazine. All right, 6th issue. Woo! Drops on the 19th. Okay, right before Christmas. All right, give y'all a great read. Great graphics, great material, all of that, great content. It's gonna be bananas. All right, it's gonna be bananas. Again, people, shout out to the Politic and Broadcasting out there in LA. We brought to you live on the Roku platform, Apple TV, on the Politicking app. Again, shout out for everybody tuning in on Facebook, on the Roku platform, Apple TV,
YouTube, Twitch.
Thank you, YouTube and
all
Twitch.
Of the above.
All of the above, man. People, I'm Aaron Rock. That's Chief.
Sir.
Peace and love, everybody.